Hey guys, I'm Katie from Mitsa Creek Farm, and I am back from vacation, and I am headed down to check the high tunnel because I have not really spent hardly any time in there since I've gotten home. So now today I'm going down and I am picking, catching up on picking, and gonna just check everything over and see how everything looks. Ooh, the humidity is high in here because we have the sides up. Ooh, it's getting hot. Let me roll these down first. So our sides on our high tunnel roll down. This allows, I don't like doing that normally, but this allows the sides to drop down. And what it does is it allows fresh air to come through. But in the springtime especially, it protects the newly planted plants from the wind. So it provides great cross ventilation, but it keeps the plants a little more protected. So yeah, my glasses are all fogged up. It does get hot in here, especially when the clouds start to thin out a little bit. We had some storms roll through, and thankfully we are getting storms. We got Friday, we got a storm, and then let's see, Monday we got a storm, and now we had a storm earlier today, and they're saying that we're supposed to get severe thunderstorms again this afternoon. So I wanted to keep these down, but you don't want it to get too hot in here, so it's kind of a balancing act. So I'm just going to roll down the sides for a bit, and then if it does start storming, I can just come back and roll the sides up, but I will leave the ends closed because those are what takes the longest. Okay, now that my glasses are not fogged and I can see what's going on, wow, this looks crazy. I was thinking, so it's different to walk in without the peas. I showed you guys in a previous video, we tore out all the peas, and the spaghetti squash are definitely growing rapidly now that the peas are out of here. And I have a lot of zucchini to pick too. So these two zucchini plants got very, very big, and the spaghetti squash now goes all the way up. And we have baby spaghetti squash here, and we have larger ones down there. My volunteer tomato plant looks like he's doing awesome. Oh, there's another volunteer. There's another one and another one. Spaghetti squash plant looks like he's doing good too. Somebody clipped that for me. That was nice. So this is one of the spaghetti squashes. This little guy was just a few days ago smaller than that. So that was my very first one, I think, that when I pulled out the peas, I put on there. He was pretty tiny. And then there's another one down here. So that is wonderful. I will have to continue trellising them. Zucchini are like typical zucchini. I'm gonna have to come down and prune these guys. Wow, I was thinking we wouldn't have any beans left because they picked 3 gallons, but I have tons of beans in here. Let me show you these. So we have lots of beans in here. You can see over there, beans galore. And it's lovely to look in and see ripe tomatoes. That plant didn't stay on the trellis. I'll have to re-trellis him. But that guy's turning ripe, starting to blush. So are these guys. See some ripe ones there. Ooh. I never did trellis these, and I need to get those trellised. Beans. Look at this. That's pretty. Wow, that looks really cool. So this is, oh goodness, I don't remember. Black Beauty, I think is what it's called. Red Beauty. I'll just walk through here because, you know, I always tell the kids not to. So those two are looking amazing. But then look at this guy. Oh, that one's pretty too. So those are Red Beauties from Wild Boar Farms. And we've got 3 that are blushing on there. We've got those guys that are ready. Oh, wow. So these are my Cherokee purples, I believe. Yep. Cherokee purple. Have some splitting, but this one isn't, so it's fine. Wow. So this is a solar flare. Look how beautiful that is. That one is perfectly ripe. Ooh. And then Brad's Atomic Grapes. Definitely, that one's perfectly ripe. That one's perfectly ripe. Oh. This is so exciting. The tomatoes are, they're all starting to ripen. So I am very excited about this. Can you see down there? So those Berry Crazy Cherry, you can see the little yellow champagne color. Those guys are ready. I'm gonna pick some of those now. Then even over on this side, you can see we have some that are starting to ripen. We picked 2 of these containers. They're quart size containers. I ordered a great big thing of them, knowing how many cherry tomatoes I'd have. And so we picked 2 of these and gave to the person who stopped out at our farm right when we got home. And so a lot of the cherry tomatoes are gone, but I shouldn't say a lot of them because like we just picked the ripe ones and a whole bunch were starting to blush and everything. So I kept the blushed ones so that he would have ripe ones. So it looks like we just have a few of the Super Sweet 100 to pick, but I have some over there as well. Oh, you know what I didn't look at? The cucumbers or the hot peppers. Oh boy, we've got a lot of hot peppers. Okay, look at this. So here's our hot peppers. This is one of the 4-packs, so that is obviously not a Serrano, unless maybe it is and it's just a weird growth. Look at our cucumbers. But look at that. Serrano, Serrano, Serrano. You see all those? That is a lot of Serrano peppers. I have no clue what I'm going to do with all of them. I will probably send them in with Owen and the girls for work, or to work, to see if anybody wants any, because there's no way that we're going to use all of those. We make pico de gallo a lot, so we'll use a few of them, but not that many. I definitely only needed 1 Serrano pepper plant, and I was not expecting them to be that prolific, because that's just crazy. Who needs that many? Not me, not me. Okay, so cucumbers. We've got a whole bunch of these guys right here. They look like they're kind of ready. I am thinking these are Expedition or Munchers. So I decided that we're probably not going to do any pickling this year of cucumbers or making pickles, because we go through cucumbers, fresh cucumbers, a lot, and we like to just slice them up and eat them as snacks or eat them with our meal, put them in a salad, whatever. So I will pick those, and then I know that my mom picked, when she was here, she picked quite a few cucumbers, and these long ones, she picked a few of those as well. And then, oh, look at, we have cantaloupe. Let me show you these cantaloupe. So this guy was not here. He's still fuzzy, but down here we've got one there, and one there, and there. And then that was that first one that we saw. So we have quite a few. Oh, there's one there too. So this is the Minnesota Midget variety. This variety is made to be about a softball, baseball softball size. And we really liked these last year. They were super sweet, super juicy, and we loved them, eating them for breakfast. And so it was a super easy meal because we just kind of had them sitting out on the counter, and then when the kids would wake up, if one of them wanted something for breakfast, they would just go, cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and then just take a spoon and eat it right out of the rind. So we were very excited that we were able to get some of those again this year. Now here we have a lot of lunchbox peppers. I knew that we'd be getting a lot because when I left, there were tons of little tiny ones on them like that. So I knew that we'd have a bunch, but I'm looking down this row and there's tons. So this guy I could pick. This guy doesn't look quite big enough yet. This one I can pick. Huh. So there's one that I can pick, and then that is a lot of peppers. I don't know. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a lot. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Do you see all of them in there? That is crazy. Same for over here. Tons of peppers in there. Wow. Look at those. Look at that watermelon right there. I see a little one right there. Oh wow, there's one right there. So that one and that one, I did not notice when I left. Same with that one, but I'm sure that they were like the size of that. So that's 5 days. Oh, there's another one way back there. 5 days, that's how much a watermelon grows. Green peppers. When I came in last night, I had 2 pepper plants that were down, and I don't know if a critter or a dog got in here while I was gone, or if it was the wind from one of the storms, like before Owen rolled up the sides. That one there, I just put up a scrap of cattle panel to fix that one, and then I put a stake in on one down here. The one down here, I'm not quite sure how it held up, but the one right here looks to be doing okay, so that's good. I don't really see any green peppers. I see lots and lots and lots of blossoms. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. There's a harvestable one down. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe give him a few more days yet. Wow. This is a volunteer tomato, and it has tomatoes on it. You can see the ants have eaten holes in the leaves, but I don't mind ants being in here. It means I have a good ecosystem. There's some more littler ones. So it looks like we have maybe like some form of leaf wilt or something going on in here, but considering how quickly these guys grew, I'm like climbing over vines, I'm gonna have to prune these. Considering how quickly these guys grew and that it is very, very humid in here, they are doing amazing. I see no powdery mildew, knock on wood. I just see a little bit of yellow leaf in there. So I feel like that's doing amazing. So here are some other peppers. Oh, this one fell over. So see, they must just be getting too heavy. And since they're not as close, wow. There's a lot of peppers on a plant. So I'm thinking that since there's so many peppers on there that it just fell over. So I'll need to get some stakes and stake these guys up. There are This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least on it. So this is the one that I wasn't sure if it was going to make it. It looks kind of wilted. Half of it looks wilted. This stem did split on this one, but this half looks really good. Not quite as many on there. And then we've got some right there too to pick. And then these guys to pick. And then look at this. We have some cantaloupe. There's some smaller ones. I saw, oh, there's another one there. Oh, there's a honeydew right there. And I want to look at these big watermelon that were here before. So this guy is, we determined right before I left that this was a cucumber. Oh, yep. And look at that. We've got cucumbers galore. Holy cow. Wow. And here are my watermelon that I've been watching. Not quite ripe yet. There's a little one in there and one there. Here's one. I think these ones will be smaller. So it's just a matter of waiting for them to fully ripen. I see more cantaloupe in there. And then look at my loofah gourds. They definitely grew. I weeded those really, really well before I left. And I re-trellised them so that they would have a little bit more direction instead of just laying on this shelf here. And they grew like crazy. So weeding them was a good choice. I'm guessing that that made the biggest difference. And I have flowers on them. I don't see any fruit yet though. So I don't know. I need to look up loofah gourds and see how they grow, because I don't know if there's female plants and male plants, or if they just set male and female like pumpkins. I don't know. That's something I need to look into. But I am really liking even just the look of this. This might be really cool to grow on my trellis archway that I made next year, because I have a feeling that that would cover the whole thing. So that looks pretty cool. So now that I see how many things have changed and how things have changed over the last 5 days, I will spend a few hours this evening when it's not quite so hot and come down and pick as much as I can and trellis and prune as much as I can. And I will show you that in an upcoming video. It is crazy how much, when you leave town at the end of July, towards the end of July, how much changes in just 5 days, especially in a controlled environment like here inside the high tunnel, with it being super warm. It really, really, really does make these vegetables grow a lot faster. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next time. So on the way up to the house, I'm next to Beck's flower bed. I've briefly discussed this in previous videos, but this is my son Beck's project and flower garden that he does every year. He started the marigolds and zinnias this year himself, which I think is really impressive. And definitely struggling because of the heat, but still is beautiful nonetheless. You can see, obviously he needs to come in and deadhead everything. I don't do that anymore for him. Every once in a while, I have to remind him to water. I think it's just because of this year being so hot that it doesn't get rain hardly ever. And so he does have to be reminded to water it every once in a while, but other than that, he takes care of everything himself, and he weeds it all himself and everything. So let me give you a quick video of this, or let me give you a quick tour. Let me give you a quick glimpse of this on our way up to the other pumpkin patch. So he has a rose bush right there and some peonies right there. And I don't know if those peonies have ever blossomed or not, but they're there. They come up year after year. He has some lilies here. There were yellow, and then I'm not sure what color that one is. There are two different kinds there. Those he got this year for his birthday. But then the rest is kind of the no man's land. He's got geraniums and marigolds, lots and lots of marigolds, some cosmos, different types of zinnias. These were my favorite zinnias this year. These are the Queen Lime. I think they're Queen Lime Red. I'm not quite sure, but man, they're beautiful. And I have no clue. I don't remember what this is, but it comes back year after year. His white daisies have already blossomed, and then they all died and everything, so we cut them back, and he's got another bunch growing, so that's kind of cool. And then more cosmos. These back here are phlox. These might be weeds, these tall ones, but those right there are phlox. And then he has a dahlia and then a cottonwood tree. Normally he keeps that really cleaned up. We put fresh mulch and all that, but with all the other projects going on, it kind of got, I forgot to remind him to put mulch on before we planted and all of that. So it's just something that he will have to learn and do in the future. But I'm really impressed for being a 12-year-old boy. He absolutely loves gardening and flower gardening, and for him to start most of that himself and plant it all, I am so impressed and so proud. Now up here we need to mow because this grass here is thick, thick, thick and super tall. But we've got some daylilies. Beck's marigolds are like crazy, and our dill is going crazy. Our big old hydrangea is in full bloom, and then those hollyhocks that we forgot to plant are blooming as well. So I am thinking I'm going to move and get those transplanted. I just don't know where, and so I've been putting it off and putting it off, and was not expecting them to bloom. So it's nice that they add a little bit of color there though. I need to go in there and weed and trim up everything. I want to get that eventually where it doesn't have tons of weeds and where there's enough mulch on there that the weeds don't really come up. But first year, I feel like we're doing pretty good.